To the staff and management of WJET, the very best and happiest of holiday seasons. And now, if you'll bear with me, we have a story of a Santa Claus one doesn't often hear about. We'd like to call it a subcoordinate clause. I think I shall never forget the applause I received when I dressed up as old Santa Claus and came to the party in Beard's snowy white in my Hertz rent-a sleigh on that Christmas Eve night. I was thoroughly padded and dressed all in red, and have every intention of knocking them dead. I was truly authentic, like the jolly old elf, and there was no way to tell me from Santa himself. I was pleased with the get-up and had quite a wit, so I thought I'd go through with the whole Christmas bit. So I climbed to my sleigh, a bright red two-seater, and checked my miles of my Hertz mileage meter. I looked in my wallet and found with a smile I had plenty of cash for my 10 cents a mile. So with a turn of the key and a heave of a sigh, the sled surged on forward and up to the sky. A half-finished bottle of cheer by my side, I was warm and prepared for my Christmas Eve ride. So I settled right back in my Santa Claus rig and uncorked my bottle for another big swig. With my heart and my belly both filled with good cheer, I was well on my way, with nothing to fear, and I watched with a smile and my nose all aglow as the roofs of the houses passed softly below. With my 90-proof breath, it was sure tough to see the place I expected the party to be. So I closed my eyes tightly and knew in a wink that to clear up my vision I needed a drink. It didn't help much, I was sad to discover. So I kept my eyes open and tossed down another. I counted my reindeer and found I had plenty. I had started with 8 and now there were 20. I just couldn't bring the right house to my eye. So I finally figured I must be too high. So I tugged at the reins, and without a sound, my 32 reindeer went straight for the ground. I was much closer now, toward the end of my flight, as the place where the party was came into sight. With the branching and pawing of each little hoof, we landed too fast and crashed on the roof. Oh boy, it's a beautiful night. I lay flat on my back in a bit of a daze, with the moon as the object of my glassy-eyed gaze. I attempted to rise, and I did with a moan. Oh. And a hand on my ribs, finding no broken bone. And I steadied the chimney and checked in my pack to find with a smile my bottle intact. When what to my wondering nose should appear, that familiar old smell of cigar smoke and beer. So I brushed myself off and regained my poise, while I heard from the chimney all that partying noise. One look down the shaft and I knew I would fit. The fire was out. All the people were lit. I knew what the laughter and singing all meant, so I hurried and anxiously made my descent. It took just a second and then I was in, with a black and white beard flowing thick beneath my chin. I greeted them all in my usual style, with a hearty ho-ho and a Christmas Eve smile. And they laughed and applauded, and before I could think, they helped me get up and then poured me a drink. I was pleased with my joke, you could tell by my grin, which left me as soon as the room took a spin. And I heard me exclaim as I dropped out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and who turned out the lights?"